Legacy Flight Academy is a three-tier program. You have Par Motivations, which is our event that we talk to different schools, with different students, and just really spread the word about aviation so that people in the community can at least know that aviation exists. Eyes Above the Horizon is an outreach program where we go to different cities, and it's a full day event where we teach kids about flying, about different careers in aviation, how to get there. We give them some mentorship, put them around a bunch of aviators that they can see that are like them, and then we actually take them flying so that they can actually experience what it's like to fly and actually show them that it's something that they can actually do. It makes it more real for them by actually getting in a plane and actually flying. And then we have usually a guest speaker or some type of motivational speaker. And then Double Victory Flight Program is our third program, which is a 2-week summer program that we have at Moulton Field in Tuskegee, where we give the kids between 10 and 15 hours of flight time, certified flight time, where we hope in hopes of giving them to solo an aircraft, along with a bunch of field trips and different mentors and a whole lot of character building, all on the legacy of the Tuskegee Airmen.
We started the Double Victory Flight Program originally in 2012. It was called the Legacy Flight Academy. It was just intended to be that 2-week summer program. And the whole purpose behind that 2-week summer program was to get the students to be able to fly solo or to fly by themselves. And the vision behind that is, if you can fly a plane, what else can you do in life? You can do literally anything you want to do. And so that confidence, I remember really just when I was 14 years old. First time I ever flew a plane by myself, I was 14 years old, and that was the point where the dreams I had from 5 until then, they were still dreams. But once I actually flew, and I flew by myself, it was no longer a dream, it was reality. And so having students to go through this program, our program, learn how to fly, it doesn't become a dream anymore. It doesn't become something that they're grasping for. It's something that's within their reach that they can actually do and accomplish. And so we just hope to create that opportunity for particularly minority youth, but for underrepresented youth in aviation and any youth that's passionate about aviation, and of course inspiring them about the Tuskegee Airmen, because it was their story and it was the example of those who went before me that enabled me to excel and to know what was possible in my life. And so that's what we want to do for this next generation.
The way that most people teach about the Tuskegee Airmen is a group of men. And so that's what most people think about, right? It's a group of extraordinary men who did extraordinary things. But to me, the Tuskegee Airmen is even bigger than that. It was a community of people that came together under some of the most worst circumstances that you can think of. I mean, we're at World War II, didn't have a lot of funding, and to some extent we didn't have a lot of support from all of the community in the U.S. But these group of people decided that there was a mission that needed to be done, that we had to protect our country, and they went out and did it to the best of their ability. And that was the flyers themselves, what we traditionally think of as the Tuskegee Airmen, but also the nurses that kept them healthy, their wives that supported them and kept their spirits up when they needed to be lifted up and reminded of why they were there in the first place. And it was everybody else on the ground, the maintenance crew that worked on the aircraft, and everybody else that was involved. So that's what the Tuskegee Airmen mean to me.
For me, the biggest thing is just recognizing the opportunities that present themselves to you and taking advantage of those opportunities, right? A lot of people talk about getting comfortable, being uncomfortable, because anything that's worth doing is really worth doing well. So putting your best foot forward. When I go around and I talk to the youth these days, I really talk about, the life expectancy of today's, men and women in America today. A lot of people are living to be 70, 80 plus years old. And you've got these young teenagers that are in school that are struggling to be a part of, do they go out on the weekends or do they stay and study? And I really just look at them in the eye and I tell them this. I said, what is 4 years of your life studying for college for the next 50 or 60 years of comfort? What does it mean to put forth the extra energy and effort to do well for 4 years of college so that you're taken care of, so that your kids are taken care of, so that your grandkids are taken care of? And that's really what it comes down to, is just the sacrifice, having that passion, having the right attitude, and taking responsibility for what it is that you need to do and disregarding whatever other people are trying to tell you to do and focusing on yourself so that you can be successful. And I always finish with, if you do something every day in the eyes of your God, your family, and your community, you can never go wrong.
The Legacy Flight Academy is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that conducts character-based youth aviation programs that draw upon the legacy of the Tuskegee Airmen. For more detailed information on LFA's 3-tiered character-building programs, please visit legacyflightacademy.org so you too can start your journey to leave a legacy.